So good evening, Trivedi. And, are you clear with yesterday's concept? The structures concept what I've explained you.
Yeah, sir, please.
Okay. So today we'll start working with the files concept. And if time permits, I'll explain you command line arguments. Fine. So see, you might have done so many programs till now in C programming language. So what you need to understand here is whatever the data you are inputting, whatever the data you are inputting in your computer program, is the data stored anywhere? Imagine this is your program. Your program is having variables to hold the data plus instructions to perform operations on the data. And you are passing data through an input device to your program. The data is stored inside those variables and instructions are performing operations on the data. The data is lost whenever the program finishes its execution. So if you want to store the data permanently, then you need to create a file. You have to create a file inside your permanent storage device. That's nothing but your hard disk. And before your program ends, you have to shift the data to the file which is created on the hard disk. So like this, you can use the data for future purpose. And any application without having data stored permanently, it's of no use actually. Is it clear? So till now, whatever we have learned is all about a logic building activity, but the knowledge is not sufficient for building commercial projects, because any commercial project in the industry you take it, you need to store the data and you need to process the data. Data storage is very, very important in any application you take it. And that's where the concept of files will come into picture. So there are totally two types of files. One is text files. Second one is binary files. Text file stores data in the form of text, whereas binary file stores data in binary format. Text files are readable, but whereas binary files are non-readable. And the file operations are, first one is opening the file, second one is reading or writing operations on that file, and third one is closing the file. So these are the operations what you are going to perform while working with files. So first what I'll do is I'll teach you about text files. We'll see few programming examples in text files. Once you're comfortable in that text files, then I'll explain you binary files concept. Okay, so to work with text files, we have to work with few functions. First one is fopen. This function takes care of opening the file. Second one is getc or putc for reading or writing data into the file or from the file. And third one is closing the file. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll try to understand these concepts practically by writing the code. So we'll open this code blocks ID. We'll open this code blocks ID, and in today's application, I'll show you how you can create a text file using C programming language, and how you can read data from the text file. So here I'll open a program called 8 to 9 batch. So I'll just give the name of the file as create. Create is the name I have given. I'll remove everything. Now, whenever you want to create a text file, in Windows, you use an application called Notepad. To create a text file in Windows, you open Notepad, you'll write the data, okay, and you save it by saying file.save. In future, whenever you want to open it, then you'll say file and open. So these two operations I'm going to show you using C language. These two operations I'm going to show you using C language. So if you want to create a file, what is required? We require a file name actually. So I'll declare one variable called f name with a size 10. And ask the user enter file name. User will enter the file name. And here I'll say F6 to save. Because there should be some option to save your file. So I said F6 to save. Scanf percentage S comma ampersand of F name. Now, once if you read the file name, then the next step is to create a new file in the hard disk with the given name. And for that, you need to declare a pointer variable of file type. So name of the pointer variable I have given is like FP file pointer, and the data type should be a file type, because you are going to store the address of a file. Is it clear? Like suppose if you want to store the integer number address, then you declare integer pointer. But here I want to store the address of a file. So I'm creating file pointer. And now I'll say FP is equals to fopen, and here you have to specify the name of the file, and you have to tell the mode, in which mode you have to open it. So I'll say write in text mode. WT stands for write in text mode. That's the thing, but creating a file in text mode. Now, once if the fopen function is successful in creating the file, then the reference you'll get it in FP variable. Now, by using while loop, you have to keep on reading data from the user continuously. For that, I'm declaring one character variable, and here I'll say ch equals to getc. That's the thing, but this is going to read one character from the user. This is going to read one character from the user. And here you'll check if ch is equal to eof, means whenever you want to save the file, you have to use either Control Z on your keyboard. Control Z is to save the file, or you can use the function key F6. So whenever you use F6 or Control Z, internally those keystrokes are recognized as EOF. EOF stands for end of file actually. So if the CH character gets EOF, then you can say simply break. Otherwise, what you can do is you can say putc. Putc is a function which will store the character which is there in the ch variable into the file pointer fp. Okay, and here you can display a message saying that print of one file is saved. Okay, now run this program. It's asking enter file name to save. I'll say Triveni.txt is the file name. Okay, and once you press enter key, you can start entering. Hi, my name is like this. And whenever you want to save this, you can press F6 or you can press Ctrl Z and you'll get a message like file is saved. Now, if you want to really check whether this file is created or not, then you have to go to the location in your hard disk at 8 to 9 batch 8 to 9, 8 to 9 p.m. batch. And here you will see one file with the name triveni.txt. Can you see this Triveni? Just have a look. Just now 20th 06/8/17 this file is created. And you can just simply open it and you can read the contents. Got it?
Yeah, sir, got it.
So same thing you can develop it by using Notepad. But what are the file you are creating using Notepad that I have created by using C language? So this program is for creating the file. But there is a problem with this program. The problem is again when you run it, and again when I say Triveni.txt is the same file name, it won't say that this file is already existing. But what it will do, it will delete the previous file and it will create the new file. Now again, you can open and check this triveni.txt file. Here the problem is, the old file contents have been removed and the new file contents has been saved. So the program what you have done is correct, but still we can make it better actually. The program what you have done is correct, but still we can make this program more and more better. How we can make it more better? Whenever you give a file name, and if the file is already existing, then don't create it. So for this purpose, what you have to do is, you have to open the file in read mode actually. So once you try to open the file in read mode, fopen function is taking the file name, it's taking the mode. What it will do, if the file is existing, then it will return address. If the file is not existing, then it will return null actually. So now what you can do is, you can say if the FP is not equals to null, then you can display a message saying that puts file is already existing. Okay. See, instead of printf, you can write puts message also, and you can say exit of 0. You can say exit of 0. Okay, exit of 0. And if actually you are opening a file in read mode, then what it will do, if the file is not there, then it will return null actually. So if it is not null, means file is already there. So now what you can do is, now you can open the file fp equals to fopen fname. Okay, in double quotes you can say wt. Means first you open the file in read mode. If it is not available, then only you open in write mode. Now the benefit here is, if I say triveni.txt, it says file is already existing and it won't allow you to create the file. And this is how you can save the contents of your existing file actually. This is how you can save the contents of your existing file. So this is about the creation process. Now I'll save this file. I'll give this file name as read. Now the same program, I'll turn it where you'll be reading contents of a file. You'll be reading contents of a file. So here what I'll do is, this program is to open and read the contents. So enter file name to read. Okay. And this time you'll open the file in read mode only. If the file is not available, means if it is null, then you'll say file is not existing. Means you want to open a file for displaying purpose. If the file is not existing, then you cannot do anything. You can simply say file is not existing and end it. Otherwise, if the file is existing, then you have to read the file contents from the hard disk. Then you have to say getc of fp. You have to read the file contents from file pointer, that's from hard disk, put it in the variable ch. If it is end of file, you come outside. Otherwise, using putchar function, you display the contents on the screen. And you can remove this message. This is not required. Okay. Now, let me run this program. I'll say triveni.txt, and you can see it will show you the contents of that file. Hi is displayed. Now, again, I'll run this file and I'll say read.c. You can see the same C file, it will display it actually. Means a C program can read its own source code file also. So this is about actually working with text files in C language. So is this clear, Triveni? Is this clear? Two programs. Once this is understood, then only I can explain you the next topics. Once confirmed,
Yeah,
this
sir.
is
Clear, sir.
clear. So what you have to do is you have to practice these two programs, like creating a text file and reading contents from the text file. Then only I can continue my next session. So in next session, that's nothing but in tomorrow's class, I'll explain you command line arguments. I'll explain you command line arguments, as well as I'll explain you binary files. Because binary files is a simple concept. It's working with structures only, but I need to write like 2 extra lines of code, that's it. So tomorrow I'll explain you working with command line arguments as well as working with binary files, and that will be the end of our course. So any doubts, Trivedi, or this is clear?
Yes.
So will you practice these two programs, what I've explained you today?
Yeah, sir. Practice.
Okay, you'll practice and then it will be continuation to this particular class tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I'll close the session now.